Ingenious concealment, NDLEA busted guarded shrine used to store illicit drugs. Controller General of Immigration came in a DAP upwards e-border operations will mitigate trans-border crime. Art of Writing, Writer Guild reminds members of responsibility to society. Hello and welcome. This is the News Desk at 3 on NTA News24. We're reaching you live from Abuja. I am Vivian Ezadifi. A snake-guided shrine used to store illicit drugs in Benin City, Edo State, has been raided by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. Salwa Khalil reports that anti-narcotic body took its advocacy to the National Christian Center as part of activities to commemorate World Drug Day.
At least 2 ladies were arrested during the intelligence-led operation on Tuesday, 18th June 2024, after the big black snake guiding the shrine was demobilized. Different quantities of illicit substances such as methamphetamine, loud, Colorado and Arizona, all strong strains of cannabis with a total weight of 8.743 kilograms were pulled out from the deep hole dug in the wall of the shrine building. Meanwhile, NDLEA officers in Lagos have intercepted a carefully packed consignment of 8.2 kilograms of methamphetamine at a motor park in Mazamaza, Ojo area of the state. The highly addictive illicit substance, also called ice or crystal meth, was packed in imported chocolate, wrapped and concealed in the casing of 3 loudspeakers. In Abuja, operatives on Tuesday, 18th June, intercepted a white Nissan Frontier pickup vehicle with a fake registration number of a security agency in Kuje Area Council of the FCT. The vehicle was loaded with 454 compressed blocks of cannabis sativa, weighing 340.8 kilograms. A 76-year-old grandfather allegedly linked to the consignment was arrested. He claimed to have been in the illicit drug business for 10 years. Meanwhile, the NDLEA is also deploying spiritual approach in dealing with drug abuse and rehabilitation as they embark on thanksgiving to God.
And as we have the situation where the NDLEA is doing a laudable job dealing with the drug, cartels and all the barons and quanko, the church needs to rise to the occasion. We need to be able to rehabilitate most of the drug addicts and get them back into the society. And I believe that a spiritual approach to it, will make a difference.
Our officers go on hazardous assignment all the time, and we need God's protection. We need God to lead us. We need God to help us in our campaign against drug use. We need God to help us in our rehabilitation and get those ones who are already dependent on drug out of their woes. So all those things, we come here this morning to commit them before God.
In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Not done with security issues, Controller General of Immigration, came in adapt, has expressed confidence that the e-borders will help mitigate trans-border crimes like smuggling of migrants. This was during her tour of border communities in Katsina and Jigawa states. NADAP visited the Fago Patrol Base, the Daura Forward Operational Base, and Kongolam Border Control Posts, as well as Migratory Control Posts, where she inspected the ongoing e-border project and other facilities.
The distance in which the camera covers it's amazing. So it gives us an edge in terms of border management and border control. And it also helps our patrol officers, because when they wear the body cam, they are aware of what's happening, and the control room too is also aware.
The Controller General of Immigration also called for improved interagency collaboration and more support from border communities to safeguard the nation's borders, especially the vast unmanned areas.
Together for us to have a very good working relationship with them, synergize with them and support, of course. And NIS as an agency will also try and do whatever we can.
The Nigerian Immigration Board committed to improving the welfare of officers, particularly the Special Border Corps that will be set up. The Forum of Executive Officers of the state's Muslims, Pilgrims, Welfare Boards, agencies and commissions in Nigeria has applauded what it terms as a tremendous improvement in this year's Hajj operations by the NACON. The forum made the remarks in Mecca, Saudi Arabia, while reviewing the just concluded 2024 Hajj season. Correspondent Jamilu Ibrahim reports.
The chief executive officers of the state's Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Boards, agencies and commissions are unarguably indispensable stakeholders in the annual Hajj operations in Nigeria. These are members of the forum led by its chairman Idris Al-Makura, interacting with the NAHCON national media team in Mecca on their assessment of this year's Hajj operations. The forum observed with inspiration the early issuance of visa and the completion of the outbound airlift of the Nigerian pilgrims by the NAHCON in record time, describing the development as exceptional.
This is the first time that state pilgrims got visas between 2 to 3 weeks before outbound flights. And the state pilgrims notes with admiration that all pilgrims take equal number of days in Medina, and the commission facilitate the entrance into the Rauda. This is commendable.
The forum also expressed satisfaction with the way Nigerian pilgrims were treated in Muna, Arafat and Muzdalifah.
Forum notes an improvement in the accommodation and the feeding in this year Mashair compared to 2022 and 2023 Hajj. Forum, however, calls on the inclusion of more local foods for future Mashair feeding.
The forum, however, expressed concern over the controversy that trailed the issuance of BTA to the pilgrims by the CBN this year as it relates to the Naira-dollar exchange rate, as well as the infiltration of immigrants, popularly known as Takari in Muna, which constituted a nuisance to the Nigerian contingent. The forum expressed readiness to rally around the NACON's leadership in its quest to make the annual Hajj exercise more seamless and cost-effective. In Mecca, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the first batch of 410 pilgrims from Kebbi State who performed this year's Hajj in Saudi Arabia have returned. The pilgrims from Ariwa and Jega local government areas touched down at the Sir Ahmadu Bello International Airport, Birnin Kebbi, by 9:42 p.m. on Saturday. Their arrival marked the commencement of homebound journey of Nigerian pilgrims from the Holy Land back home to their various states, since Kebbi State was the launch pad for the airlift operation to the Hajj 1 month ago. All the pilgrims who disembarked the aircraft were in good condition of health. The governor has been in the forefront of ensuring the smooth conduct and success of the Hajj operation. The second batch of pilgrims have been scheduled to land at the airport today. 1 year after the broker of peace and reconciliation between farmers and herders in Kirikasama and Guri local government area of the Umar Namadi Progressives leadership in Jigawa State, farmers and herders have come together and celebrate 2 cropping seasons of uninterrupted peace in the area. Muhammad Musa Askira reports that Governor Umar Namadi attended the celebration of the peace anniversary.
Until the coming of Umar Namadi government, Guri and Krikasama local government areas have been held captive by the farmers-herders clashes. This challenge has been there for over 2 decades, defying solutions proffered by the past governments in the state, but Umar Namadi administration has done the magic. These are some of the farmers and herders counting their achievements in farming and animal breeding in the last 1 year of the peace reconciliation.
I'm a civil servant and I'm a farmer. I farm over 400 bags of rice in the rainy season, and during the dry season I farm like 950 bags of onion.
Governor Umar Namadi is happy on the development, telling them that his government will do everything possible to consolidate on the gain, seeing the results of his past efforts.
About 130 youths in this community have bought new cars. About almost 200 youths have bought motorcycle. A good number of people have demolished their mud houses and built concrete houses. This is due to the fees we have achieved in this area. The fact that we are able to support the farmers in terms of input, in terms of extension services, now they are able to achieve this result.
While inspecting the river, Governor Umar Namadi assured the farmers and the herders of continued dredging of the river and cutting of taifa grass to expand the farmland beyond the 3,000 hectares the farmers are currently cultivating. Out of appreciation for his leadership, the farmers and herders presented gifts of bags of rice, maize, and a cow to the governor. In Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
A reminder has gone to Nigerian writers to deploy their literary prowess to inspire desired change in the society. These and other responsibilities resonate at the Association of Nigerian Authors, Reading and Writers Dialogue in Abuja. Thomas Obeteri has more.
It's a reading and writers dialogue event, but such assemblage will definitely focus on demands for social and political reawakening. These literary minds have remained uncompromising in their quest in promoting the act of writing through some literary works. Lead speaker and former First Lady of Ekiti State, Bisi Adeleye Fayemi, and others expressed their views on the current political landscape and the importance of gender inclusivity in leadership roles.
Writing about how we are all victims when it comes to having a society that is uneven and unequal, and writing about how our leaders need to do better. And sometimes we get tired, and that's why it sounds as if some people just keep quiet and don't want to write anymore. And my response to that is we need to write anyway, because keeping quiet, being mute is not an option.
Those of us in the political space need to collaborate with them to ensure that we build a better society for our people. And like I said in my goodwill message, when I get back to Ekiti, I will sit down with the Secretary of Finance and see how we can work together.
Our writers have a lot to offer, and they are doing a lot in trying to ensure social change in this country. We will do all we can to work with them and make sure that we all achieve a better Nigerian society.
With the theme, the writer as an advocate of social and political change, using literature as a tool for advocacy, the crave for a sustained momentum gained from the event to spark a wider movement for social and political transformation. The call for more women in politics resonated strongly, leaving everyone with a clear message. The time for action is now. In Abuja, Thomas Obeteri, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Let's take a break now. More reports when we return. Welcome back. The renewed hope initiative of President Bola Tinubu to uplift the downtrodden Nigerians has played out on Amina Tijani, who received the empowerment package to boost her hairdressing skills to the next level. The gesture came from the Minister of Women Affairs and the Senior Special Assistant to the President on vocational, technical and entrepreneurship education. Ngozi Technocure was there for NTA News.
The atmosphere was that of shock to many onlookers as they watched young Amina in an emotional hug to welcome her August visitors, though in the month of June. The arrival of the fully installed solar kiosks In addition to a cash award of 500,000 naira, came to Amina, a hairstylist in her mid-20s, as a shock and the biggest surprise she will ever imagine, as she struggled with the right words to express her gratitude.
Throughout my life, I've never been given so much. I'm overly happy, very happy.
Among other things, their benefactors explained that the gesture was not an isolated case, even when Amina's own was exceptional.
When Abiola, the SSA to Mr. President, called me and said, I have a kiosk I want to give you for women. I thought about it. Who do I think will utilize this? That's when I remembered Amina, who has been suffering for quite a while. So that's how I called Abiola, that I've gotten somebody I would like this thing to be given to. I decided now to move the 150 to the girl who is equally training herself in school and helping herself. She doesn't have anybody.
So the Honorable Minister told me so much about her, so I was so moved that we decided to give her double portion, both the kiosks that we actually physically made. Normally we either give you grants or a solar kiosk, but we're giving her both because of her passion, where she started from. And we intend to empower different women across the country.
On watching the scenario, onlookers could not help but shower commendations on the actors behind the scene. The SSA to the President also extended her hands of fellowship to others who want to be trained or expand on their skills. Ngozi Technical, NTA News.
In a bid to ensure an improved and efficient service delivery, the federal government has reaffirmed its commitment towards prioritizing the welfare and development of all civil servants in the country. President Bola Tinubu stated this in a message to the Award and Gala Night event in commemoration of 2024 Civil Service Week. Haman Jabani reports that 39 civil servants were awarded with the 2024 Civil Service Reward and recognition, with each receiving the sum of 500,000 naira under the Emily AIG Imokede Memorial Endowment Fund and grant support.
The implementation of reward and recognition system, which is integrated into the 6 pillars of the Federal Civil Service Strategic Implementation Plan 2021-2025, aims to boost employer morale and enhance overall productivity and loyalty. President Bola Tinubu, who was represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, says his government is steadfast in cultivating, empowering, and professionalizing human capital development within the service.
Over the past year, I have provided all the necessary support to the head of the civil service of the Federation to ensure the continued stability of the civil service and to implement far-reaching policies and reforms capable of improving efficiency and service delivery.
The annual reward recognizes civil servants with a proven record of excellence, and these 39 officers have distinguished themselves are rewarded for their dedication to duty with a cash gift of 500,000 naira each under the Emily Omokode Memorial Endowment Fund and grant support for the year 2024.
These and many more are a demonstration of the government's commitment to the welfare of its workforce, and by the grace of God, we will achieve more remarkable feats. I wish to reiterate that MDAs should remain committed to implementing and strengthening their recognition and reward systems.
Every year since we started the endowment, I've watched very carefully watched the event. I've looked at the faces of the civil servants. I've looked at the demeanor of the civil servants, and every year I see a more confident Nigerian public servant.
Some of the recipients have this to say.
And Bola Tinubu promised us Renew Hope agenda. He will not leave it, he will not do it alone. He will hand over to the policy implementers, initiators, and we are the implementers. And in advising them, we'll be able to, tell them that yes, there is hope for Nigeria.
Don't see the civil service as everybody's work. See it as your work, and then just run with it. And so when you drive it with passion and you see it as your own business, delivering good service to the people, I think you get to put your best foot forward always.
3 lucky winners also got special gifts of a brand new car, a 2-bedroom semi-detached bungalow, and a service land measuring 400 square meters. The Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, in partnership with I Omokode Foundation, launched the Culture Book Initiative Handbook, which aims to promote alignment with core values and regulations, ultimately cultivating a passionate and dedicated workforce within the nation's civil service. Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
Former President Olusegun Obasanjo says wealth creation projects by government at all levels will kick out poverty and joblessness among Nigerians. He stated this while performing the groundbreaking ceremony of Owerri's Central Market Project being executed by Imo State government in partnership with private investors. Here are the details.
The Owerri Central Market Project was conceived in 1976 but never saw the light of day following its abandonment by successive administrations in Imo State until the current governor, Hope Uzodima's administration, decided to revive the all-important project. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony, former President Olusegun Obasanjo noted that an initiative such as the Market Project, when completed, will create job opportunities and economic development. He therefore called for provision of more people-oriented projects by government at all levels to solve the nation's economic problems.
Over 2,000 market stalls with adequate warehouses, with adequate security, electronic and physical, and it will be opportunity to create job, opportunity to create wealth.
Governor Uzodima in his speech says the market project upon completion will serve as a linkage to domestic economy and global economy.
The market will take care of both the foreign and the local interests and provide a conducive atmosphere for the traders that will be resident here to do their businesses in a more hygienic environment and boost the economy of not only the community, not only the local government, not only the state, not only the Nigerian economy and the global economy.
The governor also assured that all illegal constructions and buildings that constitute obstructions to the project must be demolished.
The Federal Road Safety Corps has debunked a misleading publication in some media platforms insinuating that the Corps has abolished patrol points in 4 southeastern states of Ebonyi, Enugu, Imo, and Abia. A statement signed by the Corps Public Education Officer Segun Ogubamide says the statement was attributed to the Zonal Commanding Officer of Zone 9 Headquarters Enugu, Assistant Corps Marshal Uche Chukura, during her visit to the Abia State Sector Command, Umuahia, which was meant to reaffirm the stand of the Corps on the new operational strategy that will de-emphasize static patrol, which comes in the form of roadblock, but was misconstrued to mean abolition of patrol points in the zonal command based on security threat. The Corps reaffirms that the policy of rejigging its operational strategy conceived by the present management under Corps Marshal Shehu is aimed at improving the capacity of the personnel to respond promptly to distress calls through provision of functional operational vehicles, ambulances, and motorbikes. You're watching News Desk 3 on NTA News 24. Here is a recap of our major stories. Engineers concealment, NDLEA busts snake-guarded shrine used to store illicit drugs. We also brought you the reports on the Controller General of Immigration came in adapt with border operations will mitigate trans-border crimes. Art of Writing, Writers Guild reminds members of responsibility to society.
This is NTA News24.
That concludes the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I'm Vivian Izadifi. Bye for now.